Okay.
Yeah.
I'm, I'm asking based on the reference letter.
Okay.
So in the reference letter, they said if it stretches to 2 pages, the referee's signature and stamp ought to be in the first page. So my question is this. If it stretches to 2 pages, is it that everything that is done on the second page ought to be done on the first page, including writing the place and the date with hand?
Yes, exactly. If you read the instruction very well, they say the stamp should be on
Mm,
both pages. So the signature, the date, the place, and the city, the country, the city, everything will be
mhm.
in the first and the second page. In other
So
words,
whatever that, okay.
whatever you did in the second page, where they have the city, country, date, signature, should also be repeated in the first page.
Okay. So my other question regarding the ref letter is this. You know some of the stamps we
Like a
have.
bone. Bracket like a bone.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, some of the stamps we have, some of them have date column and a signature column. Some of the stamp already have a date column and signature column. So if our referees are to stamp, are they also going to resign on the stamp and date the stamp?
Exactly. If the signature has date and sign, I would advise that they do
Mm.
the same too on on the stamp.
Because ESCO provided a place to sign and also to stamp. So that's why I'm asking if they should just leave the stamp alone like that, plain, and
No,
just focus on where SI said.
no, they should sign and stamp because in my own case, I have
Mm,
something similar. The stamp has signature and date, so they also
mm.
have to sign and put the date on the stamp.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So another question I have is in the CV.
Okay.
Yeah, in the CV, when listing our courses, the courses we offered, are we
Yes.
going to are we to put them in a separate, is it okay to put them in a separate bullet points?
Well, it depends. It depends if you have space.
Yes,
All right.
if I have the space.
If you have space,
Space.
you can put them in bullet. Like in my own case, I don't have space. So I just use comma to separate them. I listed about 8 courses and I use comma to separate them.
Okay. And you're very sure that if one should put them in their separate bullet points, is not going to be an issue.
No, 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 at all. Because that's what I did. I mean, separate bullet point means that you are having each line for a course. And to me, there's a lot more to write in your achievements and your other network. So why waste so much time in so much space in your listing of courses? So as I said, if you don't have much to write, you can use bullet. But if you have more to write, you can just use comma. Like my own courses was just 2 lines using comma to separate them.
Okay, so regarding the work and regarding the work category in the CV, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, SI gave 2 bullet points in the in each entry for the work category.
For the CV,
Yes,
yes.
in the work category, they maintained 2 bullet points.
Yes, one for work and the other one for leadership. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so is it okay to just maintain that 2 bullet points? Is it okay to just maintain it, or we can also add?
Again,
But is it okay to just maintain it?
again, it depends on what you're writing, because like there are some scholars that use bullet points, to maybe if they have three tags, they use 3 bullet points for the work
Mm.
tags and the last one for the leadership. But in my own, I have a lot of things to write. So I use one bullet the for the work, and
Everything.
I listed almost
Yeah.
like 5 tags using just one bullet point. I use semicolon to separate them. And then the last bullet, the
Okay.
second one for leadership. And of course, I also have different things to write on my leadership, but I just use one bullet point.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have another question too. Can I go ahead?
Go ahead. That's why we are here.
Okay. My second question is simply this. In the CV, there are some words written in blue.
Yes.
Are we to delete them or we have to leave it the way it is?
It depends on you. Like in my own case, I was fighting for space, so I have to delete everything. Anything blue, I deleted everything just to create space for what I want to write.
Okay, but if the space is there, leaving it is not also an issue.
Yes,
Okay. How about okay, so the SDGs, is it okay for someone who did let's say economics? Is it okay for someone who did economics to use decent work and economic growth, first work experience, decent work and economic growth, second work experience, decent work and economic growth? Then the third work experience is on quality education. Then
yes,
under education, then the first education is decent work economic growth. Second education is quality education. Then the third one is decent work and economic growth. Then civil society, the first one is quality education. Is the second one is decent work and economic growth. Is it okay like that if I properly explain myself in the CV? Is it okay like that?
yes, it is okay. The most important thing is the impact, and to also make sure that what you are writing is in line with the SDG. So if your first work is SDG 8, which is business work and economic growth, then what you say
Yeah.
you did should should be an achievement to that SDG, should be a contribution to that SDG. All right. You can't be
Okay.
saying, for example, your SDG, business work and economic growth, and then your achievement is not talking about maybe FDG 3. So if you are using FDG 8, which is business work and economic growth, then whatever you say you did as an achievement should be in line with that particular SDG. All right.
Okay.
Like in my own case, it was FDG 7, clean and affordable energy. So all what I said I did, in my first and second work experience, is in line with FDG 7. All right. Then again,
Yeah.
I network, one of them was in FDG 7. Then the other two, one is clean water and sanitation, and the other one is on some, I forgot to start, but one of them is on FPG 7.
Okay. Okay. I think for now, those are my questions. Let me allow other people to also talk.
All right. Thank you.
For now, I think
Yeah, so please, I have a question. I think I want to go back to the first question she asked
Okay, go
about
ahead.
yeah, with regards to the work experience, the CV. Um, for the there's a part where they said filling the maximum of 3 entries for the work experience you have.
Yes.
So so I would like, for example, like if you have more things to write, like tax you want to write, because there are only 2 bullet points.
Yes.
Let's see, are you allowed to add more bullets uh, for each?
Yes, you can add more bullets, but as I said, adding more bullets means that you are creating more, you are eating up more space. All right.
Okay,
Like me, I have a lot of work experience, but because I'm fighting with space, so I use one bullet for my work tax. And in that case, I can you hear me, please?
yes, I
Okay,
can hear you.
so I use one bullet for the work tax, but and I use comma and full stop to separate each of the tax. All right.
Okay,
For
okay,
example, I supervise my team in installing solar energy, full stop. I supervise blah, 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 full stop. So each of the tasks I wrote under my work tasks, I use full stop to separate them. All right. So
Okay.
my work tasks was about 4 to 5 lines. 4 to 5 lines. Under one bullet, I only use full stop to separate each of them.
Okay. So the idea is that the CV should not exceed 3 pages, basically.
Yes.
Okay, I see. So long as it's within that 3 pages, then it's fine. But if it's above it, then I have to find a way to reduce it.
Exactly. So because
Okay.
if you use bullets, maybe each task one bullet, I mean, you're eating up more space.
Yeah, I
Yeah. So
understand.
in my own
Good.
case, I just use full stop to separate each of the tasks. Then the same thing too goes for the leadership. I use one bullet for the leadership and then use a full stop to separate each of the sentences.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Then the other question I have is for the awards, scholarship awards and stuff. Is it
Yes.
okay to use if you've been Employee of the Year in your company? Can you use that as one of the
Yes,
uh,
yes, sure. It's a good one. I mean, scholarship could be either scholarship from your bachelor's, it could be best employee of the year, it could be something that, I mean, that they give you a certificate and you can prove it. It mustn't be a big scholarship like my own. I think I use the big contest I participated. So I came up as runner up. So I used that one. I just, put that, okay, I contested for this competition. I came up as the second runner up, and I was like given a recommendation.
okay. So are you allowed to attach the certificates
No, no,
to
no, it's
some?
not allowed. All the document you need is the templates that are provided.
Okay. At what point would they ask you for that certificate
Yes, I am not asking you for anything.
Okay. So I don't
Yes,
need to. Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Okay. That's fine.
they are not asking you for anything. I mean, once they just believe that once your reference letters are signed and stamped, I mean, it's legit.
Okay. So the referee now be the ones who speak on those awards. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe for example, if you say maybe your company give you an award, of course you are not lying, so you have it. So
Yes.
even if they ask for it
Certificate.
in the future, you have it with you.
Yes. Can
Yeah,
provide it.
exactly.
Mm.
But they are not asking you, even if when you come to Sweden.
Oh. Okay. No problem. I understand. No problem.
Yeah,
That's fine. Thank you.
you're welcome. Yeah, Sam, go
So,
ahead.
sorry, one more thing before. Sorry, Sam. For that letter of reference, there's a part where you say you will sign the referee has to sign on the document, and they say if it exceeds 2 pages, you have to sign on both pages.
Yes,
So, what I want to just clarify is that is it at the bottom of the first page that where you will sign? Because the original page, there's a part where they will tell you date and place, signature of referee, official stamp. Now that it's exceeding 2 pages, are you supposed to be to because they say you should not modify the template.
yes, you can
So
modify it here.
uh, so is this basically for the person to just go on the bottom of the first page, write the dates, sign and then stamp?
Okay,
Or
to
are we
make it
supposed to?
easier for you, that template is 2 page, right? Now,
Yes,
the second page has where they will sign, proof signature, city and country. All
yes.
right. Now, the same thing that is done on the second page should be
Okay.
repeated on the first page.
Okay. They follow the same sequence,
Yeah, the same
basically.
sequence, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So Sam, go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry, I have a question.
Yeah, I think Sam, go ahead first. Sam is was the first to indicate
Okay. I thought it was some that.
Yeah, Sam. Yeah, Sam, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Sam, go ahead.
Yes. So my own question is that leadership and work.
Okay.
I'm actually worried about the calculation of the hours. You know, that they are going to depict the hours of the work as the one from you have leadership experience.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
That
Yeah. In terms of completing the hours, there are some positions that have leadership in it. For example, like in my case, I was a project manager. So project manager automatically is a leadership role. So in that case, the same number of hours I used in my work, is the same hours I used in my leadership role. Are you clear? Hello, Sam. Hello, Sam. Can you hear me? Yeah, I said in some cases, if your job position, has leadership incorporated in it, for example, maybe you are a manager, you are a supervisor, in such a case, it already has leadership in it. So you have to make it equal hours. If you're using 4,000 hours for work, then also use 4,000 hours for leadership because already it's the same position. You are doing your work tasks and at the same time too, you are also doing leadership role. Hope I'm able to answer your question. Yeah, confidence, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Um, I've been checking. I know I registered and I did the application fee and everything almost the first week of the application.
Yeah.
So I've gotten information from other universities, but I don't know why some of them about to no response at all, not even an email. You know, some of them will send some ads, some will send some, but no response at all from even my first choice university. It's just there. I don't know if I should change it, sir.
You don't have to worry about it because there are some schools in Sweden here that are highly competitive. They have high number of applicants. So they actually take time for them to evaluate applicants' eligibility. All right. So in most cases, when the application deadline has passed, or maybe when the deadline for ranking of courses has passed, which is mid-January, then you start seeing progress. All right. So you don't have to what I said. Even when I applied to KTH as my fourth choice, KTH is the number one school in Sweden. So I didn't even see anything at all. It was, around ending of January to February that I began to see qualified. So you don't have to worry because these schools, they have a lot of applicants, KTH, Lund, Uppsala, Gothenburg have a lot of applicants. So they make sure that, okay, everybody have submitted their application, the deadline has passed before they will now start, evaluating eligibility. And in most cases, if just two people that does that. Like in my program here at KTH, the program director and the deputy, they're the one that does the evaluation for thousands of applicants. So you can see how much time is put in. So you don't have to bother yourself by mid to ending of January to February, you start seeing your updates, whether you are qualified or not. Just that maybe by that time, it will be too late for you to change.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but once you read the requirements carefully, you don't have to like be afraid or worry.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh.
So, okay, should I jump in the meantime?
Yeah.
I
So
have a
there's a part.
question.
So there's a part where they said in the CV for that leadership where you
Please, one
specify.
after the other, please. One after the other, please. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, there's a part where they said in the CV, the bullet point of the leadership where you specify number of people you manage. Are you supposed to specifically state the number, or you can just simply say you supervise a team of people?
Okay, on the CV.
Yes, there's a part for the bullet point for leadership when you are
Yeah.
stating your task.
Is it, wait, I'm trying to understand you. Is it the CV, I be the proof of work and leadership forms?
The CV itself, the work
Yeah.
experience CV.
Okay, yeah, for the CV, of course, you have to state the number of people that you manage or you supervise. Like in my own case, as a project manager, I have to state the number of people in my team. All right,
Okay.
that we are under my supervision for this project to be executed successfully. They are
Okay.
the key people, as a key technical staff, not just maybe the labor people, the key people. I
Yes.
mentioned them, yeah.
So now the okay, you mentioned each person, individual person in the team that
No, I
assisted.
don't say I supervise. I have like 15 technical members under my supervision.
Okay.
That
Okay.
key people in that project team. Of course, there are other people who are doing labor work. I didn't measure those ones.
Yes. Okay. So then for the part where it's a non-leadership role, do you and there's a part where since it's non since the role you had was a non-leadership role, you didn't manage any person. Are you supposed to specify a leadership task you did, or just
If you don't have leadership role in that particular position, then you can delete that section out.
okay? Okay.
If, for example, you are using two work experience, the first one you have leadership role, good. The second one you don't have, then just delete that section out.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right. Faith, go ahead.
Okay, my question is from employment and the other one from network. We won't be selected.
Sorry, come again.
I said that will SI select someone who chose leadership from one from employment and the other one from civil network society?
That is a very good combination. That is what almost everybody uses, including myself, because they want to see your involvement outside of work. All right. So even if my true work experience have leadership role, but I did not use the second leadership work from my work. I used the one from my network.
Okay.
So it's a good
I
combination.
also
It's a good combination if you use leadership, one from your work and the second one from your network. It's a good one.
okay. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Because it's not my time of applying. This is my third time actually. So I
Okay.
put out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm hearing
Can you
you.
hear me?
Yeah, go
Okay, so
ahead.
when the portal opens, there are a series of questions they will ask.
Yes.
So some of the question is that they will ask you if your first employment is related.
Is what? Come again. Your voice is I can't hear you, Faith.
Network is open.
To your bachelor, if it is related in economics. I did economics in my first degree, and I'm also pursuing
Yes, in answering those questions,
a
you have to
master's degree
you
in.
just have to make sure that it aligns with what you are applying for. These are just questions that but to me, those questions don't really count in a way, The most important thing
And my
the most important
hello,
thing, yeah, I say the most important
I
content.
can't hear you.
Your network bandwidth is low. I can see it on my screen.
Okay.
The most important thing is the content of what you wrote. All right. Is the content of what you wrote. That is what
Okay.
we evaluate. Those questions are just like, okay, normal
Okay.
filling of forms.
Some of some of the questions in the SI portal, they are yes and no question. Like for example, now my third work experience now is teaching. Is teaching. So can I say that this teaching experience now, because the SDG I'm using for the teaching now is quality education. So can I now say that this teaching experience in employment now is related to my bachelor's and is related to my master's degree I'm pursuing? Can I say yes to them in the
Yeah,
portal?
you can find a way to relate it. If you are teaching, maybe you are teaching financial management or accounting or economics, it does not mean that it's quality education. That's why I said it's very important that you go back to the SDG and know what they are talking about. All right, that will give you a clue of what to write. All right, if you are trying to like, okay, how do I link teaching, SDG 8, which is decent work and economic growth and teaching. That's the way you can, maybe you are providing financial literacy to your students. You are not linking it, but it cannot be quality education. That one is a different thing entirely. So it's important that you go back to the SDG
Okay.
and study it carefully to
It's
know.
just the way.
Yeah, so let's go to the SDG and just find a way to like link it, to know what
To,
each of them are talking about, what quality education is talking about, and what business work and economic growth is talking about. That will give you an idea of what you need to write.
okay.
Yeah.
So, a quick one.
All right.
So the proof of work and leadership experience. There's a part where they say work specific tasks,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So I work on that. The tax needs to be similar to what has been stated in the CV, but does it have to be word for word?
No, it cannot be word for word, but it
Okay.
should be related.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it should be related, not word for word, because if you use word for word, they will say you're the one that write it.
Hello,
Yeah.
please, can I speak?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I can speak, right?
Yes.
Okay. Please, my question is on the CV and the leadership experience form.
Okay.
On the CV, there's a place they said you should list the subjects that you study in your undergraduate courses.
Yes.
Yeah, that place now, and they at the end of it, they said you should choose the SDG
Yes. Yeah,
that is nearer to the subjects.
exactly.
And I chose what's it called? Quality education. I don't know if it's correct.
What is your bachelor's degree?
It's accounting.
Then it cannot be quality education.
Okay.
For the fact that you study, it doesn't mean it's quality education because you have to choose something that is related to that field. So since you study accounting, it should be business work and economic growth.
Okay.
Like in my own case, I study mechanical engineering, but I choose affordable and clean energy. I just listed the subject that I did that are related to energy. All right, like heat and mass transfer, energy studies, thermodynamics, and I choose FDG 7, clean and affordable energy.
Okay.
So in
Okay.
my own case, don't choose education, choose decent work and economic growth.
Okay. Thank you. And again, I have work experience for about 3 years and counting.
Okay.
So, and I decided to take just that particular work experience.
Okay.
Is it, I had other work experience, but which are not related to the course that I'm about to study.
Okay.
So I decided to take this particular one that I've been working for more than 3 years, and which meets the required hours.
Yeah.
So is it correct that I take only it, or I should
Yes,
look for other?
the most important thing is that you meet the 3,000 minimum requirement. All right, that is the most important thing. So if you're using just one work experience, you have a lot of space to really expand on your achievement and what you did. All
Okay.
right. And
Okay.
one thing I must state is the fact that you know, when it comes to the leadership role in your CV, if you are wise enough, don't just be listing tasks. You should like come up with a problem that
Okay.
actually demonstrated your leadership capabilities and then the achievements. Don't just say you supervise 10 people, blah, 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 this and that. You should be able to like paint a picture, a scenario. Maybe
Okay.
in your organization there was a problem, and then you were assigned a task to solve this problem. You met with your team, you did this, you did that, and at the end of the day, you were able to solve this problem, and this is the impact. Please, mute, please. So you should be able to like paint a scenario, all right?
Okay.
The problem and what you did, the action you took to solve that problem and the impact.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Again, at the leadership experience form, I have a network where I work as outside my work.
Yes.
There's an NGO where I work,
Yeah.
although it's something I do outside my work.
Yeah.
So, but I decided to just put my leadership role, to just fill just the leadership role. I didn't feel that of work experience. That's regard to the networking.
Yeah.
So I decided to just fill in the leadership experience form for my leadership role in that
Yeah.
NGO.
For your second
Is it
leadership,
okay?
for your second leadership, right?
Yes, second.
Yes, it's a good combination. It's to their advantage if one leadership comes from your work and the second one from your network. It shows that you are actually involved in an activity outside of your work. It's a plus.
Okay. And at that work experience form, the work experience form, the number of hours, I did where they asked that someone should just fill in the number of hours.
Yes.
For both work experience form and leadership experience form.
Yes. Go ahead, I'm listening. Okay, let me just answer your question. Yeah, in the leadership and work experience form, if your position is a senior management role, for example,
Are you there?
Yes.
Okay. I'm listening.
Yeah, I say if your position is a leadership role by title, for example, you are a supervisor, you are a manager, you are head of department. So in that case,
okay,
that title is leadership by default. For example, in my own case, I was a project manager. So that one now is leadership automatically.
Okay.
So I use the same number of hours
yeah, exactly.
for both work and leadership, the same number of hours, because already that position is leadership by default.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, because in my own case, I started off as an accountant.
Okay. And then you now progress to what?
Later, after 2 years, I was
Yeah, if that's the case, then you have to distinguish it. Maybe in your tax, in your work tax, maybe you were an accountant, and then in leadership, maybe you are the chief accountant. So in that case, the hours may not be the same.
And
Yeah, so I hope I answered your question correctly. Yeah, Sam, go ahead. I can see you raising up your hand.
Okay, yes, sir. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I wanted to ask, I don't know if this, because I am into fellowship, and of course they are non-profit. For example, now the first one is Green Institute, and then the other one is Arlington Youth Fellowship. Can they work as network to civil society engagement?
I'm listening, Sam.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, Sam, go ahead. I'm listening, Sam.
Okay, yeah. I said I started as a junior accountant. After 2 years, I was now made the management accountant, where I I'm managing two other junior accountants, and then reporting to the head of finance. Okay, so in that case, how do I do it? Am I going to fill the first form, which is the work reference form? I'll fill it as a management accountant, and then total the hours of work together. My network is so bad, man.
Well, as I said earlier, that since we didn't start with a leadership position, we are going to only put the number of hours from when you assume that leadership position. All right. So Adebi, you started maybe as chief accountant, when you started that work, then in that case you use the same hours. But since you started as accountant,
Okay.
then later on you are promoted, so you have to state the number of hours from the time you assume that leadership position.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome. I think let me give Sam. Sam was saying something. Sam, yeah, go ahead, Sam. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I
Yeah.
said, I'm into two fellowships, you
Yes.
understand? And
Yeah.
one is Carrington Youth Fellowship, and then the other one is Green Institute. So I want to ask, can these two fellowship now, can they serve as networks to civil society engagement?
Yes. In as much as it's something that is not your main work, you are not like maybe
Yes,
into it
yes,
into full time, so it can serve. It doesn't really
yes,
matter as far as something that is outside of work and what they are doing contributes to sustainable development goals. I mean, it can serve.
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let me give Ogonna, let me unmute you. Can see you are.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I have two questions. The first
I
question is
have a question.
No, hold on. Let him finish it.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So the first question I have is with regards to the network. On this on the CV, there's a part for the network civil society. Are
Yes.
you supposed to specify the? Because obviously it's part time. It's not full time.
Everywhere
Is
is
it
quiet.
is it okay to put in bracket part time when you're listing the tax?
You don't have
Or
to start. You don't have to state part-time. They know that network involvement is something that is not full-time.
okay,
So you don't have
okay,
to state that it's part-time. Just list your tax, what you are doing, and then when you come to the achievement, you can state what you did categorically, and then the achievement. And one important thing I must state is the fact that when it comes to your network achievement, you have to show impact, show what you did specifically, what you did, possibly the date, the location, Because, for example, if I say I fed 20 people in Nigeria, does it make sense? It doesn't really make sense. But if I say, for example, in 2020, I led my team to Badagry community, and we fed maybe 20 people. I'm not giving specific location. I'm giving dates. I'm giving impact. All right. So it is important that you show the date, the location, and the impact of what you did in each of your network. All right.
Okay.
And
Yes.
it's also important that maybe you can also, there are some things that we did maybe in the university days that we take for granted. Maybe it could be your student association in your university days. Maybe you are the secretary, you are the vice president, you are the PRO. You can list all those things as part of your network just to give your CV, more points.
Okay. Okay, I
Yes.
understand.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry,
Okay, so
can I ask
no,
something
no.
on this?
Yeah. Who want to speak? Is this Sam? Who?
Samuel Wankoya.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, like when I was in school, I was the class rep. Is it right that I put it too?
Class rep under what association? Is it under association
Okay.
of maybe
Under National Nigerian University of Accounting Students.
Yes, you can put that one. Of course, you can say you are the maybe just find a way to polish the name, all right? And then you should be able to state the impact of what you did. Maybe you are taking tutorials and through your tutorials, maybe over 200 students, enhance their learning and understanding. You recorded maybe, for example, maybe 70% success. I mean, you can use that.
So I wasn't done with my question before I was cut short.
Okay.
Yeah. So the second question I was trying to talk about was regards to the proof of work experience. There are two sections. There's one for work experience and there's one for leadership, right?
Yeah.
So since I worked, because the one I'm using is the same company from both the leadership and the work experience, right? So in the work experience part, I put a total number of hours for the entire period. That's including both the leadership and non-leadership. Um, and then for the leadership, I just specified the two roles I took as one form for the leadership. So I want to just clarify if that's okay.
What is your position at work?
Okay, so basically, I'm working for the same company for the past 6 years. So the first position was a technical consultant, which is a non-leadership role. The second one is a technical support manager, and the third one is the head of the team. So the last two roles are both leadership. So when I'm drafting the work experience form, I put all three tags and all three roles for the work experience. Then for the leadership, I always specify the two roles uh, uh, as a leadership. I don't know if my question is clear enough.
Yeah, the main thing is that whatever you think will give you the advantage, all right, is what you
Okay.
do. Just align with your supervisor or your manager. Okay, this is what you are doing, and I mean, if it gives a go ahead, then why not? Whatever
Okay.
you
So
think,
it's
whatever you think, but you
yeah.
see, you are a consultant, but I think also consultant too. I mean, it's leadership role. Maybe if you don't know, because
Okay. But
because I
I don't
mean,
have anybody I'm managing. So that's why I was just there was nobody. I was just mostly on my own. So that's why I felt like okay, you know,
okay,
the
no problem. But I mean, for the other one you mentioned, I mean, among the three, look at the one that is more uh, that will give you more advantage. Better still, you can choose one of them and then combine all the hours for just one.
okay.
Yes, maybe you have three leadership position and you are taking, okay, I mean, which one will I use? Okay, look for the best, choose one among the three that is the best, then combine all the hours and invest in that one.
Okay, but I can as well use the two roles too, right? It's still okay, right?
Yes, but if you can also get your second leadership from network, I mean, it will make sense.
Okay. Secondly,
The-
there's a proof. There's a lot of reference which is separate. There's one from work and one from
yes, yes,
then there's a proof of work. Proof of work is the work
yes,
experience.
yes.
And yeah.
Yeah, the same thing too. Most of us use second leadership from network because it shows that you also have leadership role outside of work.
So it means that I should have because it means I should have like two leadership forms.
Yes, one from your work. All right. I know your
Okay.
work, you have many leadership role, but use only one. Use the best out of the three you have. All right. Then that your network that you're using for reference, also use leadership too for that one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
give the advantage.
Okay. 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 No. Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Think I understand.
yeah. Oluwatosi, yeah.
How about me?
Don't worry now. You have asked too many questions. Let me give other
Good
people.
evening. This is Oluwatosin speaking.
Yeah, happy to have you.
Yeah. This is Oluwatosin. My question is, my first degree was in mass communication, and the work experience I've had is only one that I was doing when I was doing my IT, that I was able to like intern or work in a media organization. And since then, I've not had the opportunity to work in a media organization. But my current experience is I work in a financial institution as a customer service information. So I'm thinking if I want to apply for the SI scholarship now for the CV part, am I to list all the experiences I've had?
Not necessary. I mean, the main important thing is for you to meet up with the 3,000 minimum hours.
Yes. Yeah. With this current one I have, I
Yeah,
met up with the 3,000 work hours specified.
yeah, it's okay. It's okay, but on that thing again, since your role is quite different from your I mean your bachelor's degree,
Okay.
if there's a way you can marry it, you have to make a research. If it takes you maybe changing your position at work, maybe
Okay.
I mean customer care, just find a way to to marry customer care and communication.
Okay. And also, secondly, for the second reference form, I don't have a leadership experience, but I have like a volunteering experience, mainly that I did at church. Can I use that?
Yeah, you can use church. The most important thing that let the content of your work not be too churchy. Maybe you are preaching. Let it be
Okay.
something that
Like it's a form of NGO, but it's a church that organized the program, which I'm part of.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. What you are doing, your
Okay.
achievement should be something that contributes to SDG, that
But for me now.
that
Okay.
contributes to humanity. You can't be saying maybe you went to preach to people and they gave their life to
Okay.
Christ. I mean, it should be something that maybe helping the poor, feeding the orphanage. I mean, all that,
Okay.
things that makes more sense.
Okay. Okay. And secondly, a school like Lund University as required for my CV, but they did not specify if it's academic CV. Is it fine if I put my academic CV?
Uh, Just give them your work experience. I mean, list all the things that you think will give advantage. Maybe from your NYSC, maybe what you
Okay.
did in your PPA or your network
Okay.
association. So
Okay.
it should be something that is good. I mean, that will say give you good points.
Academic CV now, because one of the requirements is they just wrote a CV, did not specify if
Yeah,
it's academic CV.
they won't specify because you're not going for PhD. So it's just your normal CV that gives your work experience.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
PhD that actually required for those academic CV or those school abroad. I mean, UK, US, and Canada. But I think it's really, I mean, your normal CV is okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. That's fine. Thank you. That's my questions.
You're welcome. All right, Faith.
Okay. In the CV, is it okay to include maybe an online course that you did, probably with UNICEF or any organization you took an online course? Is it okay to include it in the
That's a
CV
good
if it is
question.
relevant to you?
That's a good question. The problem is that, I don't know what you guys are writing in your CV. I don't know. Like, to be frank with you, during my time, you know, I was struggling with space. I have over more than 20 certifications in energy, but I didn't use any of them. I only used my bachelor's degree because I was just like struggling with space. You know, the most important thing is your bachelor's degree. That is the most important thing. All right. Because that's why I said I don't know what
Yeah.
you guys are writing. My CV was very, you know, was very detailed. I detailed everything from A to Z, from my leadership experience to all my network. For example, my leadership in my CV, the first one was 15 lines. The first one,
What was 15 lines?
my leadership for CV. The second, yeah, it was 15 lines, 15. The second leadership was 12 lines. So because I painted a scenario, all right.
15 lines.
Sorry,
Yeah, I'm with you.
I painted a picture, a scenario, you know, the problem, what I did, the action, and how it contributed to SDG, and the impact of what I did.
You mean in the CV?
Exactly. The same
Okay.
thing too in my network. My network, I think the least achievement, the least number of achievement, the lines was like 9 lines. They're the least. I put everything in details. I mean, I really kind of detail my achievement so that when you read it, you actually know, what was the problem, the action I took, and the impact. Let me give you a scenario, for example. We have two leaders. One came and said, okay, I built 15 roads, built two schools, and fed 20 people. That was his achievement, which is good. Then another one came and said, okay, well, before when I assumed leadership, there were no schools, good roads, no potable water. People are suffering of hunger, poverty. So I assumed leadership and I took the action, came up with a program. I collaborated with the local government chairman, and then we feed people. And at the end of the day, 20 people were empowered, 30 were employed. You can see the scenario. The first one just came and just said, okay, I build road, I build school. You don't really know what was there before. The second one
Yeah.
came, the second one came and painted how bad the situation was, and then the action it took to solve that problem and the impact. Can you see the difference between the two cases now?
Yeah. So, can I give a
So,
scenario?
so it depends if you can list those courses, but to me, your bachelor's degree is the most important thing. In my own case, I have more than 20 certification, both from the UK, from Indian, but I didn't use any of them. I don't have space. So I just focus on my bachelor's degree and then try to, detail my achievements in all my networks.
Can I give a scenario?
Yeah, you can give that in your CV. I mean, you can just think of
Let's say, for example, someone who studied economics is now a financial advisor with any of the financial institutions, and maybe the leadership role now. Can someone just say, "Oh, in so time, the organization has been faced with a drop down in a policy premium. Let's say, for instance, now insurance, and they have been faced with a drop down in policy premiums, and you being you emerging a leader, you organize a certain event on quality education and need for entrepreneurship, something like that. And along the line, during the sensitization program, a lot of parents were in attendance and they ensured their children's education. And then so many youth came for financial advice, and you rendered your financial expertise. You applied your financial expertise to guide them on how to invest funds in businesses. And this you can is it okay to also say that this the movement led to reduction in child
No,
labor, because the environs now got to know the value of quality education,
it
so
is,
when they came huh?
as I said before, when you contacted me, you
Mm,
know, everything you are doing have to be linked to that particular SDG. You cannot be linking, even if you work in a financial institution and you are the financial advisor or whatever, understand? Go back to the SDG, see how these things are, the targets, what are they trying to achieve? And then the scenario you are trying to paint, link it up to one of the targets. Are you
okay.
following now? Let me give you my
Yes.
own case. For example, now, you know, in renewable energy, in which I'm an expert. Now, if you go through the target of FDG 7, there's one that talks about energy access. All right. There's one that talk about energy research. Maybe the person is a lecturer into academia. Then there's one that talks about clean cooking. These are the three main areas of FDG 7. All right. So me now,
Yep.
I'm not into clean cooking. I'm not into academic research. So I didn't focus on that one. What I was doing was focus on energy access, because we are doing solar projects, large scale solar projects in Nigeria. So I focused on that, one of the targets. There's someone from Ethiopia. He has graduated, from SI. He won the scholarship last year for a 1 year program. He is a lecturer in the university at Ethiopia. So his motivation letter was based on the other one that is into energy research. All right. So he didn't focus on energy access or clean cooking. He focused on energy research because he is into academia. Me, I'm not into academia. That's why I say it's important for you to go to the SDG, go to the targets. Each of the SDG has targets. Go through them and look at the one that is more relevant to you, and then tie your achievement to it, and it will not make sense.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Mingo, sir.
yeah. Or go now. Yeah, go ahead. I just have more 10 minutes and I will shut down. Go ahead or go now.
Yes, okay, sorry. Yeah, yeah. My question I have is with regards to uh, just the education and training, which is what you just mentioned, you spoke about right now.
Yeah.
So, let's say you did an online course. Like my one is in cybersecurity. So there are some companies online like EC Council that provide some online training.
Yeah.
So let's say you partook in that training and you got a certificate of achievement. Can you use that as part of your?
Yes, why not? Yes, it makes
Okay,
sense. If you have space to put it,
okay,
yeah, you can
okay.
there are some other guys that I know of someone that listed like almost 5 education, all those online courses on Coursera, Udemy.
Yes, exactly.
Get all
Yes,
this
yes.
one,
Do, do, you- do, you- do,
doing.
you do you have to specify that is you can just put the name of the company like Coursera. You don't have to put online, right?
No, no,
Like
it mustn't put online.
okay,
In fact,
okay.
if it is done in collaboration with university, put the university name. Maybe like all those Coursera course that they run, maybe University of Chicago and Coursera, put the university's name
What if they don't have any affiliation with any university?
and put the name of the organization.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just leave it there. No need to say it is an online course.
You need to put online, just put the name of the organization.
Then the last question for me for the tonight before you go
Uh-uh.
is for me is
But the name of
Please, one after
my
the other. Yeah, go ahead and Faith.
Okay, but my own is the name of my institution that gave me that I got the training from is UNICEF, and the name of the certificate they wrote UNICEF online courses as a name of a organization. So should I write UNICEF online courses or should I just write UNICEF?
Put the one that will give you advantage now. Put UNICEF there.
Because you just put UNICEF.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So the last person.
Then, sorry, then there is no location, though. Like some of them
So just put, just put, just put UNICEF. These are well known company and organization. Just put the name of the organization, UNICEF. It's okay.
Okay, then I should clean the locality and the rest. I should just clean it off.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So going on the last person, before I shut down.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So the leadership, for example, like for work experience, let's say like me, I'm doing for innovation and innovation, industry, and infrastructure.
Yeah.
So let's say if I say the leadership, I coordinated a cross-functional team of 5 to identify security gaps and implement changes to enhance security and integrity. So that captures the action and impact I took, right, with that statement. I just want to just clarify that.
Yeah, again, you have to, the one thing that most people fail to realize is the fact that, you must tie everything to SDG. That's why I keep on hammering, like your own should be under SDG 9. So you have to go to SDG 9, go and study the target very, very clearly.
Okay.
Very, very clearly, and then, look at what they're talking about and then tie it to let me just
that SDG 9, right? So the tax should be similar. Whatever the taxes you're doing, it should probably promote what SDG 9 is all about. That's what you're saying, right?
especially in the leadership, especially when you're talking about maybe let me see. Let me see if I can. I don't share my document, but let me see one of the things I wrote. Let me see. Okay, like one of the things one of the leadership I wrote, in my leadership, after I've said everything. So the last part of what I wrote, I said, let me see. Okay, let me see. The last part, I said, okay, after everything, I say approximately more than 3,000 households, businesses, schools, healthcare center were supplied with affordable, clean, and dependable power source, promoting sustainable energy practices. You see, I captured this word from FG 7, clean, affordable, clean, and dependable power. So after I said this project we did, supply more than 3,000 household, businesses, schools, healthcare centers with affordable, clean, and dependable power source, embodying sustainable energy practices. This provision significantly transform the resident quality of life, promoting improved education, healthcare, and economic growth, ultimately contributing to sustainable development goals of both communities. So whatever you are doing, you should try to, because the whole of the SI scholarship is centered on SDGs. All right. So whatever you are writing, so you must be able to go to that specific SDG, look at the keywords in the target that relate to you. All right. Then find a way to factor it into your writings.
Okay.
It will not make sense that way.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome.